Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, a best of 9 series from the Team AlphaX Super Series with these two iconic Protoss and Terran players. Yes, in the top right, back in the action after his couple years of military service. Did he learn anything? Will he teach us anything? Will he scout the barracks outside his base? It's Team AlphaX's very own classic. And then, of course, from Storm Gaming in Mexico, the Code S Terran player, one of the few ever to join the ranks from outside of Korea. Looking to compete with the best. We'll see if he stacks up better than the rest. Like and subscribe for Storm Gaming Special. So, he just kind of built a barracks out here. In a best of 9, especially, I see no reason not to do something, especially if you're not... we may actually see the same maps multiple times, as usually it will just be loser picks on these series. aka, you lose a game, you get to pick the next map until all the maps in the pool are gone. Honestly... It's been so long since I saw someone actually proxy Rex. We've seen a ton of Maca Rexes. Wait. Oh. Okay, probe gets out. Like 80% of the time when someone builds a barracks outside their base, they're trying to pretend it's a proxy Rex nowadays. But SpeCial actually proxy Rexes. So, well, Classic did have a Zealot back at home ready to defend. But yeah, like the actual proxy. How wild. Anyways, Zealot gets a swipe off. Reaper kills one probe. There is an Adept on the way, so he's going to need to get out soon. He's waiting for it to come out of the gas geyser. Gives it one last run around. But there is the bunker at the back, which Classic in for a bit of a rude awakening here. Without a Stalker, he can't really fight that. So this goes from annoying to frustrating, which is definitely an escalation of things, and Specialists continuing to rally Marines into the bunker. So this will continue to be an issue. Stalker matches the Reaper on the high ground. The barracks will be forced to lift as the Zealot and the Adept find something to do. But yeah, this is probably the most committed single rags proxy I've seen in a while. And a follow-up of Mag Field Accelerator Cyclones, doubling the lock-on damage against armored units. So Stalkers, buildings, any sort of Stargate units that come out usually, besides probably the best one, Phoenix, to deal with it. Reaper misses a shot, but does end up killing a probe. Gonna try to get the scout. Sees the entire base except where the Twilight Council is, so that's unfortunate. SCV. Getting a repair off. He's trying to kill a Zealot. The shield battery saves the day. No attempt to salvage here. But even with the 25 mineral restocking fee, like 75 minerals are not that much. A double factory. It's a mech follow-up. SpeCial. Taking us to McDonald's. I mean, it's not like your classical mech, which, I mean... seems like Classic would have a natural counter to that. This is... I haven't seen Cyclones this often in the production tab for... since they got their, like, anti-armor minigun. Back in the day when Cyclones had the attack speed of a Marine who took 10 stim packs and 10 times the damage as well. Those were... interesting times where building in your main was frowned upon because it's just so much easier to put a factory out on the map. We're no longer in those times, but this is partially... Oh, this is the kind of strategy I'm surprised people don't do more often. We're seeing it a little more often, but when people Reaper wall like this, you've got a bunch of buildings committed to the side of your base. Like, not... usually you wouldn't be like, I'm building these units to counter buildings. But... when there's a Twilight Council, a Cyber Core, a Gateway, and one singular pylon powering it all, well...
Who does that?
The lock-ons, I'm surprised he didn't go for the pylon. He maybe could have denied Blink, but denying the production of Stalkers, he actually canceled the locks or lost vision. I'm not sure which one it was. Wow, this is awkward. He cannot warp in. I guess the best way to negate Blink Stalkers is negating the Stalkers in general. I'm kind of surprised he didn't just go for the pylon first. He should have known there wasn't another pylon behind it. But that seems like a bit of a misplay. He could have delayed the Blink from existing. The barracks could have seen there was no other pylon. Yeah, that really feels like SpeCial missed an opportunity to depower Blink and then just kill all the buildings. Because without Blink, the Stalkers can't even fight. Yeah, I mean, it's still good, but with Blink, the Stalkers are not at risk of dying outright to these upgraded clones. And that Immortal coming to bully the clones out of the way. Kind of a crazy opener here, but SpeCial not finding the success he probably could have. And with the barracks, he's going to need to rebuild the racks, actually, in order to make more factories. Fun fact, that prerequisite just knocked down, kind of like he killed the Cyber Core. He's going mass clone, which charge lots are a built-in counter as well. It comes down to the unit count. Are there more Cyclones than there are units? If you can lock on to essentially every unit at once. Cyclones are even more expensive than Stalkers, but the Stalkers, the damage is there. If he's able to maintain the lock-ons, it just obliterates the Stalkers. Yeah, a bit optimistic of Classic to come in and get the damage done. He's now lost 6 Stalkers, 5 Cyclones have gone down, a single SCV on its way across. I'm not entirely sure if that's intentional. The scan from downtown knocks into the Stalkers. He corners them, but the damage has been dealt. Down to 3 Stalkers, and it looks like SpeCial's Cyclone push may be enough to break through. Classic does have 3 bases. He's only got 3 gateways, though. Oh, another triple kill on the Stalkers. Targeting the Immortal doesn't quite get it. Will get hit by the shield battery. Or re-shielded, I guess, as a shield battery does. But SpeCial with a pretty crazy build. Not finding, like, it definitely... Cyclones are definitely one of those units that feels like they have so much potential, but actually realizing that potential is a lot more difficult. Like, perfectly microing, they have as much HP as a Marauder. They actually have less. Marauders have 125. So, Marauder's not well known to be a super tanky unit. Obviously more so than Marines, but it's not like Marauders are your frontline tanks, except when they have to be. And Cyclones are much more expensive than those Marauders. So, Classic's still in kind of an awkward spot, especially with the tanks on the way. The Tacti Boys, a whole repair team here. This is what should be a killing blow for SpeCial. I mean, that's what he's banking on here. Good target. He targets the buildings. Going for the Robo as well. Gets a pylon. Another Immortal about to pop out. That could make all the difference. Supply depot wall. Stalkers blank to the back, trying to spread out the splash damage of the tanks. SCVs in the front, looking for the repair. Immortals closing the distance. Cyclones reinforcing. Lock-ons across the board. Tank volleys more than enough. And Classic's army is decimated. SpeCial bringing clones to the forefront. And Classic crumbles. Wow, okay. All right. That's a start. That's a start. I have not seen someone make the Cyclones work in... I don't know if even this year. SpeCial's always been a big fan of mech pushes. Even when he's going bio very heavy on the tanks. A classic tactic. I don't know. We'll see. Still a lot of games to go. But game to Jimmy. I like it. I want to see more. I want more of this. And it felt like that wasn't even the best he could have done with the clones. Obviously, the Proxy Rex did pretty well for itself. In fact, he's sending out the SCV. I think this is a Macarex now. Now, this is... Wow. This series could have been straight out of Classic before his military service. Terran just putting barracks in random locations on the map, following up with Cyclones, with a Protoss desperately trying to play whack-a-mole and chase down where all the proxies and counterattacks are coming from. So this time, like, this is just kind of a hidden... It's not even like a Macarex, because it's kind of far out there. It's just hidden. It's very unlikely to be scouted. So, that is almost certainly what SpeCial is banking on here. But if you're Classic... Now, the obvious mind game is... So, he already did a straight-up, in-your-face, actual Proxy Rex. Like, not a fake Proxy Rex, like an actual bunker in the back, whole, 9 yards, I guess, Proxy Rex. So, now Classic has that in the back of his mind. He's done, there are players who are great on the ladder, but don't find success in tournaments as much. And then there are players who, I guess, outperform what you'd expect in these longer series. And honestly, I don't know if I'd call SpeCial one of those second type. Usually it's Protoss players who have to specialize in playing the longer series. But this is, starting out with that build, means that Classic can't fall back on anything. He no longer has like a safe zone of builds he can do, because SpeCial is going to keep him guessing and keep him busy trying to figure out what he's doing. So Classic doesn't really have much opportunity to take the initiative. So far, I really like SpeCial's full series style. Of course, a misstep with any of these early units, losing one of his 2 Reapers, which he has, or both, means he cedes map control. Oh, and now we play the Crouching Reaper Hidden Zealot game, which is dangerous, deadly, and surprisingly low range. And now they brought their friend the Hellion, but the Hellion maybe got a little ahead of himself. Well, they're target firing the Zealot. The Reapers get a little tap on the shoulder. Grenades. Loses 1 Reaper. Alright, so obviously this hasn't done nearly as much as last game, and nor was it intended to, as there's no bunker. This time SpeCial going to be following up with a Widowmine drop. Not a surprising move. Oh, 3rd CC with the Widowmine drop. Wow. What? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Fusion Core! What? So, something that costs even more than a command center. A battlecruiser. All right. I mean, I have no analysis of it. Honestly, against Protoss, especially against Blink Stalkers, battlecruisers just rarely find the effectiveness they would hope for. They rarely find the opportunity to do the damage. And a lot of the times, they're a very expensive flying laser bathtub that... Does he have an armory? No, why aren't you... Okay. I was wondering why the Stalkers weren't killing the mine. They do. So SpeCial, I mean, if you're playing a best of 9 and you want to keep your opponent guessing, and obviously you're not doing the same build from game 1, you know what Classic probably isn't expecting? SpeCial does a quick tactical pause so Classic can mull it over. But of course we're going to blaze right through that. And that means maybe even less ready. Tactical pause into tactical jump is a classic strategy. Well, not against a classic strategy. While Stalkers might have blink, the battlecruiser can blink even further. He's getting Yamato, so I think he's gonna get more battlecruisers. Okay, alright. I mean, crowd pleaser at least. I don't know. He jumps. Oh, this is gonna be a mess. The battlecruiser jumps in. He could recall out, but the stalkers are in the main. That seems like far, far, far too many stalkers. There's not nearly enough to defend here. He's gonna lose all his SCVs. The question will be, does the battlecruiser find purpose in life instead of just attacking random things? He's warping in some zealots to tank in front. 20 SCVs. The battlecruiser starting to deny production. That's half the gates. He can't actually make that many gates. At some point, there could be a recall. SpeCial has lost every single SCV. Yeah, so this is usually how battlecruiser games go against Protoss. In my experience, which is... Wow, look up... Oh, he's dead. So... Yeah. So SpeCial... Yeah, this is very bad. Okay, so he dies. Well, that didn't work. That went very badly. So, that battlecruiser build went... I mean, I don't know how many more ways to say that went exactly how I expected it to go. But... here we are. I guess I gotta appreciate the willingness to try the battlecruiser build. That is maybe a little less of a realistic option. And he knew he was going blink too, is the thing. Like, he saw the stalkers and the twilight. So even if it wasn't, no, it was blink. He knew it was blink. 1-1. Here we are. All right, 1-1. No proc Classic. Classic is building 2 gas here on Beckett Industries. And he's not sending a probe out. Okay. Make me a liar. 2 gas means more tech. And 2 gas on 1 base means more tech before more base. And that, I have no idea. Is that a Stargate? How many does he have in gas? It's very likely to be a Stargate. But... it's not even really proxy. Like... it's like 30% of the map closer, but the map is already so close. SpeCial... Okay, so this is the kind of series we're having. At the very least, a series unlike any other. A series where both players are willing to try out new things. Things that may very well just die horribly immediately. And by that I mostly mean SpeCial, because he's going double Rex Reaper. Everybody's... So, this is a fun fact. Despite their jetpacks, Reapers cannot shoot up. They can't fly that high. Otherwise, they get away. There's not gonna... Okay, this probe is laying down a very suspicious-looking pylon. Is that going to matter? behind this special, after 3 Reapers, which is enough to kill a Stalker and Adept, is building, he's building Marines. But he did lose a Reaper. It's a mess. I don't know. Is he sending another probe? The probe just found purpose. It's going to go build some shield batteries over there, assuming it survives. Oh, this series is going to be a disaster, isn't it? It already is. It's already a mess. Stalker, Probe, and Void Ray. There's a handful of Marines. The command center is not done, and this is a very important thing to point out. Probe just slaps down a pylon with no regard. That command center's like 10 seconds. Oh, he could just send like 4 SCVs down, and they literally couldn't be killed in time. So, now what? Well, there's those SCVs. He doesn't want to let the battery call. Oh, the Reapers kill the probe. Very important. And without the probe, you remove... Well, he's removed the most significant problem. And it looks like he'll be able to finish, but wait, there's more! So SpeCial did great, besides the part where he was supposed to finish the command center. That was a big issue. He really needed to have 1 SCV finishing that command center. Now there are just 2 Void Rays hanging out at his natural. And there's not really much he can do about it, because there's just simply not enough Marines. The Reapers are looking for any more probes who are trying to come in, at least maybe denying some shield batteries, and will be successful in doing so. He gets another probe, probe number 3. Warp gate is done, so he's warping in a Stalker. The command center is going to be canceled, which is super unfortunate. Magfield Accelerator, an important upgrade, denied. Okay, 1 Void Ray down, other Void Ray driven back. Meanwhile, the 2 Reapers are almost in position to deny it. Probe number 4. Classic has lost now 3. Okay, yeah, so 3 probes. The 4th probe comes in, actually gets some shield batteries. SpeCial needs to realize this as soon as possible. Neither player has a great economy. The Void Rays don't quite get the Cyclone. It will be repaired. The Void Rays will be re-shielded when the batteries finish. It doesn't look like SpeCial is going to have an opportunity to break this before the shield batteries are fully operational. So the shield batteries will reinforce the Void Rays. The Cyclones will be repaired. The standoff continues. SpeCial has had to give up a lot of ground here. But he technically has 6 more workers, though many of them are pulled to repair. So where does this leave us? I don't know. There's no fleet beacon for Tempest, so he can't easily... Well, it's never easy. Oh no, Magfield. The lock-ons still do solid damage, but without... Maybe move the factory. Thank you. Alright. 3rd time might be the charm here. Triple lock-on is enough to take down the Void Rays even without Magfield. Multiple... I guess we're going Cyclones again. The Reapers! There's no battery! There's no battery! He kills a couple probes. This is a real danger. Oh, but the prismatic alignment trying to burn the bunker. There's enough Marines, though. The Void Rays are taking a lot of damage. He knocks down 1. And without prismatic alignment, I don't think he has the damage to get through bunker number 2. At this point, SpeCial's not even bothering. The SCV is trying to repair themselves under the devastating, purifying light of ire. How many 5 Void Rays. The Marines are holding their ground. The Reapers are slowly chipping away at the economy. Classic pulled away, though. But the Reapers! The backstab, keeping the Reapers alive, may save SpeCial. The recall of the Stalkers that are already super bruised. He can just kill it with the Reapers. The Reapers may be enough. Undercutting Classic's push. His economy is falling apart. Targeting the tech labs. Reapers going back to work on the probes. Draws the Void Rays into the bunker. Classic looking the other way. As well he should, as his economy is dying. The shield battery is being called into action once again. SpeCial is starting to stabilize as Classic needs a shield battery or something back at home to defend. The Void Ray count is tenuous at best. Oh no, he cancels the prismatic alignment immediately. And now Classic finds himself kind of stumbling over his own batteries. The Cyclone's working their way. There's still a lot of batteries. I don't know, Special can't really go down into that. Magfield Accelerator for like the 4th time is being upgraded, and it looks like this time it may finish, as the Cyclone count is too damn high. The Reaper's at the back. The awkward start with that 2-Rax Reaper play paying off and possibly being the catalyst that brings victory. If Magfield Accelerator finishes and Special doesn't get caught going directly down the ramp, but instead picks away at everything, he's fighting the Stalkers and winning with the Reapers, as the grenades able to dictate the pace of the fight. Magfield is done in now. And now he just doubled his damage against everything here with those lock-ons. Knocks a Void Ray to the deck. Prismatic alignment, though, burning through some clones. The Stalker's adding a lot of damage. Special getting a little ahead of himself. He's now lost 4 clones, actually. I think almost all of them were right there. Another Cyclone traded for a Void Ray, though. Both very expensive and can't really afford to lose. Classic actually on a worse economy right now. Has to keep 2 Stalkers at home as well, so those Reapers don't continue chopping through. But only 2 Void Rays is not enough. It's not enough. Loses another one. The multi-lock Special. At this point, Classic realizes he's essentially out of time. He's got to try to box in Special. Those Cyclones slipping around the SimCity good enough. The Stalker count low enough. And the Cyclone count more than enough to bring Special to a 2-1 lead. That should be it. He knocks all the Void Rays down, cleans up the Stalkers. Another messy exchange, but Special comes out on top of this one. What a mess. Ugh. But the Reaper build caused Special to take a bunch of extra damage because he just didn't have the anti-air. But the Reaper build also saved him. So at the end of the day, Special does hold on. He keeps it together. The Void Ray is a bit unwieldy. They're so eager to get into the action, sometimes they get a bit ahead of themselves. And unfortunately, feeling the brunt of that is Classic. Going into game 4. Jimmy! $2,000 atmospheres. Not as unruly of a map, but not a huge macro style one either. Definitely possible to attack into the 3rd or even the natural. Any map, the indicator, your most basic indicator of a map that, unless it's surprisingly large in general and like has a super long rush distance, if the natural has a ramp or not. If the natural has a ramp, then it becomes immensely more difficult to do too many super early pushes. Whereas if it's an open field like Beckett Industries, 2,000 atmospheres here, then you have a lot more opportunity to press the issue and not just get shut down by like a bunker or a shield battery in a sentry or 2. Though 2,000 atmospheres does have a slightly smaller choke point, so not usually relevant except against Zerg, but occasionally. Special showing his micro. I like how Special's playing this. Especially Terran players can kind of get a little, how do I say it, set in their ways. Like, trying to, well, it looks like Special is completely unset in his ways. Did he just misplace the factory? Okay. Yeah, the awkward position where it looks like the factory is inside the barracks. Why can't we just stack them on top of each other? They can fly, right? Like, just build a larger ramp. No, technology isn't there. We don't have the budget. But what I mean is a lot of Terran players will be like, well, I wanted to do like a Marine medevac opener, so I'm going to end up at Marine medevac. But I think partially because that was his build in Game 1, SpeCial just kind of swerved into the clones. I don't think this was it was going to be a clone build. But clones are what he had, so he used them for all they were worth. And that flexibility is important. Twilight Councils on the way. Is this for Blink? I mean, almost certainly, but every once in a while you spice in. Spice in. Is that a verb? Can spicing be a... Yes, spice it up. But in any other content, spice it down, nobody does that. Alright, I'm going to debate the English language with myself sometime later. Like and subscribe for my newest lecture. But the Dark Shrine can be mixed in as you definitely don't want it like it's like a daily special. Wow. You don't want to use it every game, but just having it's kind of like now I'm confusing myself. It's like the Proxy Reaper build that SpeCial did, where just putting it out there in this longer series means it's in the back or front, or maybe both of your opponent's mind. Where maybe they don't go for something as greedy, or they don't go for something as risky, because now the fear of Proxy Reaper, or Dark Templar, or Flying Dark Templar, as SpeCial is building, it is now there. So, one Widowmine scampers across two stock. Hey! Hey! Stop right there! Widowmine says, "You in what army?" A little sad that two stalkers can't even kill the mine before it burrows, but here we are. Once he has blink, he can blink right out of it. Should be fine. But then he does give away the not surprising knowledge that he does have blink, but that is not on the unexpected list of... Oh, it is Classic, though. And this is the first time Classic has gotten 3 bases. You know what that means. If you watch Classic against Gumiho in another AlphaX series, that means if Classic gets to 5 minutes without being either proxied or proxying his opponent, it's going to be Storm. It's going to be Storm. Classic loves Storm. He just keeps going. No matter, have 4 units, half a dozen Stalkers, and then Storm. Unfortunately, though, the Storm is expensive and will delay any sort of meaningful defense against the Cloak Banshee. Templar are not a terrible counter to Banshees with feedback, but the Cloak Banshee comes in and kind of undercuts a lot of this. Did he kill an Observer, or was he just looking for one? One Observer's dead, so I assume there was an Obs in the main. Classic loves... I know Storm's good. Every Diamond Terran will tell you that. And Zerg. But Classic, I feel... it's a bit much. He almost every game a Storm Rush. Which... the unit count is so thin that eventually you can weather it. You got 50 supply of bio against 4 Templar with Storm and half a dozen charge lot. That's not enough. And right now we're kind of seeing that, where Classic is trying to defend all angles at once, which is leaving a whole lot of gaps in his Swiss cheese defense here. Loses how many probes overall? 11 probes to the Banshees, kills 0 Banshees, which is not the number he was looking for. The Banshees are still there, just remaining a threat. This does delay the follow-up. This does delay the stim push, the tank push, the medevac push. But Classic has been slowed down himself. His gate count is now up to 6, just now coming online. It's about to be 8, which is your solid 3-base production. But another thing that he's kind of cut out of the equation is the Forge. Which means any units that are forced to do anything after the storms are all dried up are not going to be nearly as effective as the bio units out of SpeCial. So unless the storms are outright devastating and blow SpeCial away, which they may very well be, SpeCial, has he seen the Templar archives? He has, but he may not be ready for the sheer speed. Oh my. Oh my god. SpeCial runs from the storm, abandons his tanks, and is routed from the field. The Banshee does find 5 more kills. So, while he runs away on the left and loses a couple tanks, the Banshee undercuts any successes Classic has had. Banshee in the main, Banshee in the net, double drop, SpeCial, fans out, hits all angles at once. If the direct blow isn't gonna work, we'll make it impossible to cover this much area. Double drop, wow, way too much stim and a bunch of storm. Forces a recall, Banshee on the left side, 16 probe kills, and counting. Here comes the Storm Hammer Templar. 16 probe kills, though, and he gets both of the medevacs away. Classic is chasing. Rest of the army into the third. Out of position. Nothing to defend. There's just not enough units as SpeCial punches through every single angle except the front door. And 28 probes and counting. No matter, even if right now somehow Classic snapped his fingers and all of this bio army just evaporated into oblivion. Just like that weird Archon thing in the Legacy of the Void trailer that was never explained and never existed even in campaign. Even if he did that, SpeCial would still be in a huge lead right now. Classic is forced into an all-in. He's got 35 probes. He's behind in upgrades. All he has is Storm, which is not enough. The Widowmine spread, I can't believe it's not butter. Even more splash damage. A few Storm Templar. Are there ghosts? No, but with... Oh, there are ghosts in production. I thought I saw a Ghost Academy. SpeCial just needs to make sure he's well spread. Oh, pre-dodges a storm. Eats another one pretty hard, but the medevac count is high enough that most of his units will survive it. This is still dangerous. There's still 3 or 4 storms in there. This is a little awkward here for SpeCial, as the storms are very dangerous. There's just so much bio behind. That's it. That's all the storms. They're gone. And now it's time for Terran. Here comes SpeCial, stimming through. The couple Archons are a little dangerous as they finish up. 21 SCVs going down. We may be a bit premature on this, as the SCV count is now under the probe count. The medevacs, SpeCial slammed the select all army key, it looks like. So the medevacs were heading home. One of them didn't make it, but he's chasing down the charge lots. There's a Banshee at full HP. An interesting development here. And at the end of the day, while the storms are able to grind down a huge chunk of the bio army. Oh god, the Banshee again. And one Marine, Big Gabe, pops out, finding even... Oh. Alright, well...
Get the fuck out of here!
The medevac at least goes down, but the probe... Oh, and the drop... It's drop o'clock in Classic's main. Down goes the Forge, 10 more probes. And a Viking. It's tough when everything's in one place. That's when the storms are strongest, of course. But if they're forced over the entire field, SpeCial does retreat. He's just now getting an armory. How many probes? Wow, 52 probes. Now there are ghosts on the field. Do the ghosts have cloak? No, they can't use the Banshee cloak. It's a whole different thing. Okay, don't ask. Widowmine drop. No armory, but any more probe kills are completely unacceptable. Unfortunately, they're also unavoidable. In the main, bunch of Templar there. He's just gonna burrow the mines anyways. most of the... Oh, there go the Templar in the prism. There's no Templar with this army. And that means it will get absolutely shredded. Scans for Templar, sees none. And what that means is he sees victory. SpeCial will be taking this one home. The EMP drop and a snipe finishes off the Templar. No storms. It's over. Knocks him out. SpeCial. Classic, I think, needs to rediscover the meaning of Colossi. We also saw last week against Gumiho as well. Maybe a week before. I don't know which week it was, but it was definitely before this. Where, well, actually Gumiho kind of let him do it, was the problem. I take it back. It worked against Gumiho because Gumiho just sat back until Storm was done. But SpeCial, not sitting back. He knows that, as cheeky as it sounds, that sometimes the best counter to Storm is to hit him before he gets it. And if he's going to go 3 bases directly into Storm, you better hit him. Because that is several hundred gas invested that has yet to pay off. Blackburn. We will see. If ever... Now let's see the battlecruisers again. SCV taking an suspicious pathing, by the way. Is he trying to avoid a probe? Or is he just scouting? Is he gonna... What are you up to? I mean, SpeCial's playing the full series here. Are you gonna put a factory there? Ooh. Now, is he going to float the factory? Is the question, I guess. Otherwise, what is the purpose? Because really not... I mean, I guess you get a Hellion in quicker. We will see. Classic, just not scouting. SpeCial, not scouting. Everybody's going about their business. I have no idea what we're going to see here. Looks like, well, Classic opens Stargate, which is not super surprising on a map that you're so close together vertically, or not vertically, horizontally. The other way. Simple geometry. Stargate. Now, there's a very real chance that, like, an Oracle flies directly over all this. The question is before or after a medevac comes out or the Hellions attack. Is he... Okay. Yeah, I think Classic was a little suspicious. Like, why are you hanging out here? Doesn't look like you have anything. He will lose the Adept, though. Classic is very suspicious right now. He sacrificed the Adept because he was so suspicious of this. Will his suspicions pay off? The Oracle is rallied to the front. He thinks it's... He knows. He smells... one sec. Let me... Fusion! Cool! One base... Are you kidding me, SpeCial? He's going one base battlecruiser, which, honestly, it might work out better. Especially if he gets any probe kills, which seem very likely here. Oh no, he might just win the game. Oh wow. Great spread to start by Classic, but there's literally no units here. The Oracle was rallied the wrong way. This is a total disaster. Like, oh no. And the Oracle will see the fusion core if he's looking. Oh no, but losing this many, he needs to focus that. Focus fire, if you would. Oh no, 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 watch out, watch out! Okay. He did lose one Hellion. But this is slowing everything down a lot. This is actually a much better position to go battlecruiser from. It's close, but he's got the boost. And then he just sits there, just for intimidation. So Classic still has 30 probes. I thought it was going to be a little worse, but he ends up with 30 probes. The thing is, without Blink, Phoenixes do not kill battlecruisers. Phoenixes are the unit you build to pretend like you're going to kill a battlecruiser, so that way you can get a higher budget to build Tempests, which do kill battlecruisers. Void Rays are okay in a pinch. He found the starport. The Stalkers, the boys must be pulled to repair. Oh wait, those are Marines. Okay, go get the boys. He just brought in reinforcements. He needs to save the cruiser. Wow, what am I watching? Very cinematic game. The battle's escalating, but SpeCial. Will he jump? Or does he just fly? He's gonna keep the jump in his pocket so he can jump away. The battlecruiser is on the way! Ah, the duel in the center of the map by the Bubulas. This is not where the real damage gets dealt. Did he not see? He's building oracles! Didn't you see the fusion core? Classic! The fleet is on the way! Oh no. Oh, Classic. A disaster. He's got recall, but there's no tactical jump. Yeah, he's just fighting the Stalkers. He can beat the Stalkers. He can't beat that many Stalkers. Targeting down some more and jumps away to safety. Classic. Still, he's been rallying work. He's got 3 oracles. There's nothing to defend the SCVs. Wait a second. This is still very much a game. The SCVs are completely undefended. SpeCial, despite his epic battlecruiser play, may not even have the economy to repair them. Oh no. Unfortunately, battlecruisers are just kind of countered by Stalkers. Oh, the SCVs, the Trail of Tears away from the base. He's gonna lose almost all of them. There is no Yamato. A single Void Ray comes out. How many shield batteries? More than 0. SpeCial marches. This is all he's got. He has almost no money to just repair. The tanks will siege, trying to isolate the units from their own base. Successful thus far. SpeCial, time is of the essence right now. He actually moves away from the location. Alright, some adepts. He's targeting the shield battery. The shield battery kind of an important part of this. The adepts on top of everything. The battlecruiser is needed. The battlecruiser in the fray, but left alone. Prismatic alignment. And with no Yamato. This time SpeCial also loses with the battlecruiser because they're just kind of countered by Stalkers, but this was much more exciting than the last one, and that's what's important at the end of the day. Yes. I mean, that it's not good. It's not a good build, but it was cool. In that, I mean, what else can we ask? And SpeCial giving Classic another chance to get back on the board, so that was very kind of him. Gotta love the battlecruisers, but in order to afford more battlecruisers, Jimmy says we gotta run a quick advertisement. So if you guys follow us and block, thank you for watching. Be right back. Hello everyone, I'm Winter, and I'm here to tell you all about the exciting ways you can engage. And I'm not talking about your battlecruiser's tactical jump drives. No, I'm talking about with your favorite social media networks who already know what you like, but you just gotta keep telling them. Let's start with Google. Owning YouTube since 2006, YouTube has become the one and the only place to find videos you like and you love, except for those other videos, but I don't have those on my channel. You're going to have to go to Patreon. So, if you're on YouTube right now, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the idea that battlecruisers will eventually be used against Protoss, and so much more. Ring the bell. Leave a comment. You know how many comments the 14-year-old Minecrafters get? I don't, but I assume it's more, so we gotta try to keep up. So thank you for watching, and check out more videos just like this one. But wait, there's more! Have I told you about Prime Gaming? If not, I may be taken to an Amazon fulfillment warehouse and put to work, and that would be terrible. So, with all that said, with Prime Gaming, you can get exciting loot. I'm sorry, wait, Jimmy? Exciting loot for all your favorite mobile games every single month, and subscribe to your favorite streamer for free. Terms and conditions apply every month, even me. So if you don't subscribe to twitch.tv/wintergaming right now, you're losing money for me. So subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, at Amazon Prime, we know where you live. You told us. Thank you guys for sticking around. We're going back into the Team AlphaX Super Series match, Special versus Classic. Special giving 2 battlecruisers and 2 wins to Classic. Otherwise, Classic struggling. Not really able to find success against anything unbattlecruiser related. Honestly, Special playing a great series. He's managed to avoid... We've only had one semi-standard game, and Special still took complete control of that one by swinging in with the Banshees. So he's really been... Oh! They almost... Why are you building it back here? Was he, like... I don't... Special... Whatever Special did, he's throwing... There's at least... Oh my god, get the SCV. Oh, get him! Get him! Okay, there's enough repair. He repaired it to 11 HP, which means it takes 3 hits instead of 2. The other SCV patting him on the back. The duel continues. He wants the probe to come in. Oh, he's going for the flag! Oh! But can he get out? The SCV at the front. Oh, alright. And tell your friends what happened here. Well, the probe... Well, it's coming back in for more, which is... in order to try to block the base for a few moments. Oh. I don't know what Special's doing. Okay. Now I know even less. I think either 1, he made a mistake, or 2, he's just doing a bunch of little stuff to throw Classic off. And it's been completely successful. Like, his barracks has been a little bit off every game. Game 1 is a proxy. Game 2 is a not-so-proxy. I don't know if it was game 2 or 3, was at 2 racks. Game 4 was normal. But then he proxied the factory and the starport. Game 5, he just kind of, like, misclicked his controller to the wrong spot or something. I got some intense deja vu looking at this base layout here, because I've just seen this build before. Last game on Blackburn. And it did pretty well. But Team AlphaX is Classic with a Stargate following up from the Adept. And do we have a Stalker? No, a second Adept this time around. Oh, and a proxy starport from Special. Mixing it in. It looks like a Hellion drop, so it's going to end up at a very similar place to last game with a Hellion drop, but this time it's very likely to be scouted by Classic, who was very prepared for a Hellion run by in the natural last game, but for some reason had nothing in his main, just completely refusing to acknowledge the drop. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. And also, are we going to see Marines with it, or is he just dropping the 3? He's just dropping the 3. The Oracle, a little awkwardly, is going to fly right by it, and then turn around. Like, okay. Yeah, maybe just hardwall classic. 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 Oh my god. He's really cutting it close here. Classic, what are you doing? What? What? A special's like, okay, I guess. Like, I don't know. I absolutely, that is just an unacceptable mistake. Like, I don't. No, he's just, that should never ever have happened. That was more acceptable, but also terrible. Like, he just lose. He could have just walled. He could have walled with a gate, temporarily or permanently. Yeah, this is a completely unacceptable loss. This is terrible. So special's on match point, but that was very bad. Yeah, that was... Every game thus far has been, okay, a little off guard, a little awkward. No, that was... He knew what was coming. He knew what it could and should be. He had every opportunity. And it just... Like, maybe that probe was working for special? I don't know. But... Oh, that's a disaster. Special... You could see the double take from special. Special's like, wait. Am I missing something? Can I just come in? And then he did, and he won the game. This is why you wall off against Hellions. Like, you gotta have a stalker, you gotta have something, if not just a wall outright. But, like, special, I think, not believing his luck, or whatever it might be. So. We could very well be finishing like we started. Classic not on his game that last match. Honestly, Special has been outclassing him this whole time. And that last match was particularly bad. Is it a proxy Rex or an NG Bay block? He's not going to just proxy in the natural, right? Uh-huh. And what are you gonna do about it?
9! Not like this!
Look there. More evidence of just how great our leader is.
You can teach an old dog new tricks!
Oh wait, the probe sees it! Ah!
Bliat! This is really pissing me off!
So, here we are.
Don't just fucking stand there! Don't fuck around, kill them!
Special does cancel between the probe attacks.
What is this shit? This is crazy!
They didn't say anything about idiots running the show.
Stop! Stop, goddammit!
We're fucked, crew! Command is drunk again!
Ease off the mouse, you dope! Fight or die! There is no retreat!
Hey, fellas. Why don't you pathfind a way out of this mess?
Twilight Council follow-up.
Throw the bloody kitchen sink at them, lads!
We will see. So, SpeCial does get away with the proxy, but not... What is it? One probe? One probe. So, at the end of the day, the Reaper, more of an intimidation. Is he... Oh, it's going to be a little mine drop. Okay. Another classic tactic for a classic player. Oh, the extra spicy version. The Armory Mine Drop. Now you see me. JK, no you don't. The dirtiest version of this. And Classic is getting a robo, but he was definitely slowed down dealing with all this. It's just a general delay in the tech. Meanwhile, SpeCial, he was slowed down in his expansion. You can see a few workers behind, not more than usual, but the observers are going to lag significantly behind the need for detection, and that means this series may end before it even really starts. The little mine will burrow a second just to be sure. One in the main. And, oh, the Reaper's here, by the way. Remember this guy? Oh, he's gonna... No, it's a disaster. It's so bad. Directed on the probes. Down goes 7. Another one! Oh, no! Oh! Explosive decompression of this series. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. Oh, no. SpeCial retargets the little mines. 19 probes down. Only 21 to go. Blink may be done, but at some point he won't be opening his eyes afterwards. Wow, this is optimistic. Oh. If he comes back from this one, SpeCial would have had to go battlecruiser somehow out of this. That's the only... If SpeCial dropped everything, made 2 more starports, and tried to go battlecruiser, it might actually work this time. But that is the only way I think Classic is getting out of this. Yeah, that drop was optimistic, but 2 or 3 more like that Classic needs to just be about even. And that was SpeCial's follow-up. SpeCial is taking it very serious, the threat of Blink.
It's about time.
He's setting up to deny warp prisms. Classic just takes a 3rd. So Classic is just going to shrug it off and pretend it never happened, because that is really your only other option. Like, you have to just pretend you're even. Even though you know that if SpeCial was focused on a follow-up attack, you'd die, you have to just gamble. You only have gambling left. If you try to play safe in the middle of the road, you will lose because he's just ahead. So the Blink into the main. I mean, he'll get a depot. He knows that SpeCial knows that he has Blink. Thinking if he gets a Marauder, so... that is something. God, Classic! How many times? A Templar Archives is on the way. Maybe, like... Okay, well... maybe this time he'll go for Archons or something. A scan does not spot the Templar, but spots the gas and the transferring probes. So that is a lot of info. Don't do it. Don't do it! God damn it, Classic! One of these times, he will just go for Archons. But it is not this time. This time he goes for Storm again. And it's like a... I don't know. Maybe it's better. Maybe, I did say just pretend like you're even, and he's evened up the worker count, but it's cost him so much to do so. The scan on the Templar SpeCial Oh, Classic just loses 3 Stalkers. It is not going good. It is not good. He's gonna have Storm. But what are the rest of the unit? He has 8 charge lots, and they are charge lots. And 4 Stalkers. That is just not enough units. 1 Templar. He gets a Storm. The Marauders bask in it. The Marines also take... Yeah, so he got 2 Storms off. That's his energy gone. Now going for the Archons. No upgrades. Specials closing in on a straight-up victory in this best of 9. Tearing through everything. He's got +1. The tank's in a nice position. Shield battery overcharge helpful. Special just has to wait it out. I'm surprised Classic played it out after the Widow Mine drop. Credit to him, but the Liberators, the Venn diagram of freedom, will liberate the Protoss from their pathetic lives. And the Terran army is more than enough. And SpeCial closes it out 5-2. Rather decisive. A straight up victory. Classic looking not on his game, to be honest. Though there were some solid points. Unfortunately though, the only games Classic winning when SpeCial boldly went where many Terrans have tried to go before, which is Battlecruiser, which just... So at least that didn't work. But otherwise, all SpeCial all the time. Factory units, the MVPs, but everyone else coming in clutch as well. Congratulations to SpeCial. Thank you to Team AlphaX and you for watching and checking out these videos every day. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Give it a shot. See how it feels. I'll wait. Good luck, have fun, stay chill.